Yeah, this is David Talbot. Let me talk to you about the Elements Table. The Elements Table is really the centerpiece of WorkMovr, and it's a non-traditional design. So let me just explain a little bit, and then I'll show you the reasons after that. So if you look at our generic menu here, we have organizations 1, 2, 3, 4, which is hierarchical. So this could be sort of a customer, a division, a region, and a location, for instance. And then the people who work for the customer, the people who work for the division, people who work for the region, people who work for the location, and people who work for the central office here, okay? And then members, these could be, customers of different types, individual customers. And then we have the generic elements, which I have another video on. Generic elements can be either people, they can be work orders, they can be invoices, they could be parking places. They're generic elements that are also all in the Elements Table. And so if you look at the Elements Table, you'll see commingled records here. So these are organization 1 records, for example, which will be the customer. Organization 2 be the division, organization 3 be the region, and organization 4 would be the location. And so very non-traditional. Now, how do we keep them apart? Well, we keep them apart by keywords, okay? So we have lots and lots of keywords here, and it means that all the individual entities are logically separated, even though they're physically present in the same Elements Table. So why do we do that? Well, to give a couple of examples, the benefit is that any add-on component can be attached to any entity. So traditionally, you would have a table with divisions, a table with regions, a table with locations, a table with people, a table with work orders. And if you wanted to attach, for instance, a document to any of those, you would have to adjust the document's program in order to attach to that different table with different field names. Whereas here, this is an example here that, addresses and maps, comments, documents, faxes, inbound, outbound, SMS, inbound, outbound email, banking, inbound, outbound voice, weather, FedEx, work preferences, internal messages. All these are standard WorkMovr features, and they can be attached just with a checkbox to any entity in the system. So that's the first reason. The second reason, you have to realize what our business is. Our business is that we configure WorkMovr for different types of companies. So we might have an orthopedic hospital. We might have someone who does parking spaces for residencies. We might have someone who does shipping, someone who manages childcare centers. So if we had a standard configuration that named like parking spaces, it wouldn't be any good for the childcare centers or the orthopedic hospital, although actually parking in a hospital may be quite difficult. So by abstracting out, that's the key word, we've abstracted the entities all into a single Elements Table, and it gives us absolutely surprising benefit. It's a little bit non-traditional, perhaps a little bit awkward to conceptualize, but you must believe this has really saved us a tremendous amount of effort and has provided a much more flexible system. So thank you very much then. Bye-bye.